You're a lawful gun owner, but let me hit you with a reality check. In under 20 minutes, you could be sitting in the back of a patrol car, arrested, over the same firearm you legally own. And here's how it happens. Some officers will illegally run your gun's serial number during a traffic stop. That one move can flip your whole day upside down. Today, I'm giving you the playbook to shut that down. Now picture this with me. You get pulled over. Your pulse bumps up a notch, but you're not panicking. You didn't do anything wrong. The officer walks up. You stay respectful. You hand over your driver's license and registration. Then comes the question. Do you have any weapons in the car? You answer straight. Yes, officer, I have my firearm, and I have a permit. You think you're doing the responsible thing, being transparent, being the good guy. But right there, the vibe changes. The officer's tone tightens up. His voice gets firmer. He tells you to step out of the vehicle. Now you're standing on the shoulder with cars flying by, confused, trying to understand why this just escalated. He reaches in, takes your legally owned firearm, and starts looking it over. That's the moment, that powerless feeling. And this is where your rights either shield you or disappear in real time. That helpless feeling usually comes from one thing, not knowing the rules of the game. Today we fix that. I'm going to break down 3 illegal tripwires officers cross when they do this. Then I'll give you a 4-step roadside playbook that puts you back in control. Tripwire number 1, the unlawful delay. This starts the second you get pulled over. A traffic stop has one mission: handle the traffic violation. That's it. Think of it like a court-issued permission slip. Limited, specific, no extra side quests. The Supreme Court case Rodriguez versus United States backs that up. Yes, officers can do mission-related tasks. Run your license, check for warrants, write the ticket. But once that mission is done, or should be done, they can't keep you there just to start a brand new investigation that has nothing to do with the stop. And let's be honest, running your gun's serial number is not traffic enforcement. It's a fishing trip. It's a separate investigation. So if the officer could have already finished the ticket, but instead keeps you roadside to dig into your firearm, that stop has been illegally extended. That's tripwire number 1. Tripwire number 2, the search inside a seizure. This is the one I see abused the most. Officers can temporarily secure a weapon for safety. That part can be lawful. But hear me clearly. Securing is not searching. Let me give you a clean analogy. Think about being at the airport. TSA can take your backpack for screening. That's a seizure, and it can be allowed, but they don't get to unzip it and start reading your personal journal or flipping through your checkbook. That would be a totally different level of intrusion, a separate search. Same concept here. The Supreme Court case Arizona versus Hicks says this: if an officer moves, manipulates, picks up, or re-angles an object just to read a serial number, that is a search, and a search requires probable cause. Probable cause means real facts, real evidence, something pointing to an actual crime. Owning a gun legally is not probable cause. It's a constitutional right. So when an officer takes your secured firearm and starts turning it around to locate a serial number, that's a warrantless search. Tripwire number 2. Tripwire number 3, the plain view myth. This is the last excuse you'll often hear. Well, the gun was in plain view. This doctrine gets misunderstood constantly. For plain view to apply, the illegal nature of the item has to be immediately obvious. A law-abiding citizen's firearm is not immediately illegal. An officer cannot tell a gun is stolen by just looking at it. They have to search for the serial number to find out. Now, in some fantasy scenario where the serial number is perfectly facing up and it's readable from the officer's angle and the officer never touches the gun, sure, they could read it and they could run it. But the second the officer picks it up, rolls it over, or even tilts it to catch the light, it is no longer plain view. It's a search. That's tripwire number 3. Now let's be adults about this. Courts give police a lot of breathing room under officer safety, and traffic stops are dangerous. No argument there. But that breathing room is not a blank check. The law draws a bright line. Actions to neutralize a threat, like temporarily securing a weapon, that's one lane. Actions meant to investigate a crime, that's another lane. Running a serial number is investigation. It doesn't make the officer safer in that moment. That is the line. And now I'm going to give you the playbook to hold it. Step 1. Know your duty and limit your disclosure. Before you ever get pulled over, take 30 seconds and look up your state's duty to inform law. If your state requires you to notify the officer, you must do it. No games. If your state does not require it, there's no reason to volunteer firearm information during a routine stop. Don't lie, but don't donate information either. You have to know your state's rulebook. Step 2. Clearly and politely refuse consent. If the officer asks, "Do you mind if I search your vehicle?" Your answer needs to be calm and unmistakable. "Officer, I do not consent to any searches." A lot of people worry that sounds guilty. It doesn't. It makes you sound informed. And invoking your rights cannot be used as evidence of a crime. Step 3. Ask the 2 magic questions. If the stop starts stretching out, you need to clarify your legal status. These 2 questions do that fast. First, "Officer, am I being detained?" That forces the officer to define the encounter. If they say no, ask the second question. "Am I free to go?" If they say yes, you leave. And you should leave. If they say no, you are now being detained, and they need a legal justification for that. That's called reasonable suspicion. And at that point, you've put them on the legal clock. Step 4. Comply physically, document verbally. I'm going to say this clearly. You will not win a fight on the shoulder of the road with a police officer. Not today, not ever. Do not physically resist. If an officer keeps going with an illegal search after you refuse consent, let it happen. Your calm demeanor is a tool. If you can record, do it, and state it clearly for the camera. "I am not resisting, but I do not consent to this search." Because sometimes court turns into a popularity contest. And if you're legally right, but you look unhinged on the roadside, that can hurt you later at trial. I don't want every case going to trial, but the ones that do. I want my clients looking squared away, and the officer looking like the one who crossed the line. So in closing, remember the tripwires: unlawful delay, illegal search, the plain view myth. Those are the officer's rules. The playbook is your strategy. Now, if you've watched this far, I'm asking you, please like and subscribe, and drop a comment. I don't even care what it says. "Hey, Tommy, do better next time." Or, "Hey, Tommy, solid job." Just leave one. I genuinely love reading them. It makes my day. I'm dead serious. And most importantly, always plead the fifth.